Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today it's fall. It is almost Thanksgiving. Got almost 2 weeks, not quite, before Thanksgiving, but we're going to be making today. Oh gosh, I changed the page before I told you guys. But we're going to be making today William's Spatchcocked Turkey with Bread Salad from Teresa Carle-Sanders' second Outlander Kitchen cookbook. And this is one of those ones that has several pages, but I think I'll be okay and not have to change it very much because most of it's on this page. Well, no, never mind. There's a lot. This is like 4-page recipe, so it'll be a while. But I did prepare, so hopefully we can get this all done and not have a 3-hour video. So I've got quite a bit of stuff already done here for you guys. Well, for me, honestly. I've measured out some ingredients. I've done a few things, but most of it's really easy stuff. But the first thing we're going to do, we have some dried cranberries. Some of them were the 50% less sugar kind, and the rest were the regular because I had bags of both and just wanted to use up the 50% less sugar kind. So either one I'm sure will be fine here, but we're going to add some white wine vinegar to these and then some hot water. We're just going to let this soak. The other thing you do before you do anything else is toast some sliced almonds. I've already done this, dry pan, sort of medium-low heat, until they're just beginning to turn golden. So I've already done that, and we've got that over here. We're gonna need that again. The next thing, we have to turn on our broiler and put a rack on the top level of our oven. So let me do that. And this is supposed to be a large loaf of rustic bread. So the best thing we could find was a sourdough, and it's supposed to be a day old. And this is pretty much a day old. We got it yesterday. It's fine. The first thing we need to do for this is to take off the crust, cut off the crust, because we're not going to use that part. She also says that this should, be not dense. It should be sort of a lighter loaf because you don't want it to be a dense bread salad. So I'm just going to use my bread knife and cut this off in pieces. We're going to save this crust. I'm just going to put it in this bag for right now. I'm going to put it in the freezer and you can use it as breadcrumbs. I put all the ends of my bread in a bag in the freezer, and then when I need breadcrumbs, I dry them out in the oven, toast them up maybe, and warm them up in the food processor. She says, cut it closely, but I think a little bit of crust will not be a big deal. Good enough. And now we're not going to cut up the bread. I just washed this bowl, but we're going to put it in a large bowl and we're going to break it up with our fingers. Just tear it into bite-sized pieces. Okay, now that we've got a lot of bread in our bowl, we're going to toss it with some olive oil. So I'm going to measure it because she says to, but good enough. Now we're going to put this on a baking sheet. Try to make it all fit. Good enough. And we're going to put this under our broiler until lightly toasted 3 or 4 minutes. So we're gonna watch this because otherwise it'll burn. While that's going, it's only been a minute. I'm gonna put some olive oil in this pan. And then I'm gonna go check it again. And so this is the pan I used for the almonds. Did not wash it or anything, but we've got some sliced garlic and some green onions. It was supposed to be just the light green parts, but I got all of it. Oh, I probably should have heated that up first. Anyway, yeah, when the oil is shimmering. All right. So I'm gonna go put this on medium heat, and I'll add the rest once the oil is shimmering, and I'm gonna watch the bread. About 3 minutes. The stuff on top is starting to burn a little bit, but it's kind of lightly toasted. I'm going to call that done, and we're going to put it back in this bowl. I'm going to stir and cook the garlic and green onions until just for like 2 minutes until they're softened, not browned. So I'm going to go do that and be back here. I need to make a dressing before we're all done here. I was trying to get too much stuff done at once. Anyway, so we need some olive oil. So I'm gonna make my dressing. She says to whisk it. I'm just gonna do what I normally do and shake it up in that jar. It won't stay whisked anyway, so it's good. Trust me. There's no emulsifier in this. It's really just oil and vinegar and salt and pepper. So we're going to put some more white wine vinegar. Oops, that's a bit much, but that's all right. And then add some salt and pepper, just sort of to taste. I'm gonna shake this up, and we're gonna put some of this on our bread. I'm just gonna toss it with this because we're about to put the onions and garlic that are on this in here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so we need couple tablespoons of this dressing drizzled, and then we're going to toss it. There we go. And now we're going to add the garlic and the sliced garlic and the sliced green onions that we briefly cooked just until they were softened in some more olive oil. And I'm just putting all that in here. And toss it up. Now we need to drain our cranberries. So these have just been sitting here for a while. And I don't think we need to save that, but you know, I just don't want to pour it down the drain right now. So we're going to add these cranberries that were soaked in vinegar and water. And we're going to add the toasted sliced almonds and toss this up. And then we're supposed to taste the bread and add a little more dressing, salt, and pepper if necessary. So get a little piece of bread. I mean, the bread is pretty well seasoned itself. And since it's a sourdough, it has a little bit of that sourness without the dressing. I'm going to leave it for now. If we need to add more dressing later, I'm sure we will, but I don't feel like it needs anything right this minute. But now we're going to refrigerate this until about 30 minutes before serving time. So this is done for now. Just trying to get all of this juice because we're going to use it in 2 different applications. Okay, that'll be good. So now we have the drippings, and this is no longer very hot. We're going to drizzle half of this over the bread salad, which is a good thing. Have a little more than a cup. So get about a half cup. And the rest is going to go into our gravy. So we're going to toss this around. She does have instructions for making this bread salad vegan, but to use vegetable stock, but you're making turkey, so I mean, if you're doing the whole thing, I don't quite understand why you'd want to make it vegan. But so we're going to put this into a 9x13 casserole dish. And we're still going to use this bowl in just a bit. So we're going to just put this to the side again. But we're going to cover this with aluminum foil and put it back into our oven that's been turned off, but is warm, for about 15 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Oh, it says cover lightly, so you don't have to worry about making it super airtight. But going in the oven. Took our bread out of the oven, and now we put it back into the bowl. So it's warmed. With all of those drippings. There we go. This is a lot of dishes. And next we're going to add arugula, which kind of what makes this a salad, I guess. And I'm supposed to measure this, but I don't like measuring greens, and it's a lot, so it's approximately equal to the amount of bread, so I'm going to call that good. And then we put the rest of the dressing on and toss it up. So that warm bread will probably wilt this arugula, but I assume that's what is supposed to happen. It kind of looks like that's what's happened in the picture. So this is a little bit like a dressing, but not exactly. She says it's a little bit lighter than your usual Thanksgiving dinner, holiday meal. So, you know, do with that what you will. It doesn't have all of the usual dressing flavors, but it does have a lot of greens. So there we go. And I think that is all we have to do for this. That was a lot. I do have to still carve the turkey, but I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm not bad at it, but if you don't know how to carve a turkey, go find somebody else who really knows how. I do a good job, okay, but I'm not ready to teach anybody how to carve a turkey. Anyway, we will show you what it looks like and let you know what we think in just a minute. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, you watched me make William's spatchcocked turkey with bread salad, and this part is going to be just about the bread salad. This is kind of a lighter alternative to a stuffing or dressing or the other sort of bread products that you would have with your Thanksgiving turkey. So there were no eggs. There wasn't a lot of broth, no celery and onion. Well, there's some green onion, but no celery and onion and carrots, which are often added into the stuffing or dressing that people have on Thanksgiving. The bread was it was day old, but it was sort of lightly toasted, which was fine. There was a vinegary component because we made a vinaigrette and we soaked some things in vinegar. So it was definitely a different take. I really enjoyed it. I don't know that I would consider it a standard for Thanksgiving because we really love the actual stuffing. One of my things that I will die on is I love stovetop stuffing and always have. And I've never had a homemade stuffing or dressing that I prefer to that. It's all good. I'll eat it all. But stovetop is absolutely just like the standard in my house. And it's absolutely fine if that is what you like. It's what we like. We will try other things, but we'll always come back to that. And it's super easy. Anyway, and you can add things to it to make it a little fancier, which we do sometimes, especially on holidays. Anyway, so we really liked it. We like arugula. We liked the bread. We used a sourdough bread, so that was even a little extra tanginess to it. But if you use bread you like, and you like arugula, and you like all that other stuff, it's going to taste good. It goes well with the turkey and even the gravy, even with the arugula. We had some leftovers, and we haven't tried that. I don't know how we'll eat that, if we'll just sort of bring it up to room temperature, if we'll try heating it up with the arugula. I mean, arugula can be cooked and it's fine. But we'll see how that goes. That's another thing. I really like leftover stuffing when there is leftover with the turkey and gravy. Anyway, stuffing is my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Can you tell? Anyway, we enjoyed it. Don't think it will be a standard at our table, but if you've enjoyed watching me make this, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back and watch me make something else next week.